How's everyone doing? It is Robbie T here, and today we're here with the first video in quite a while, I think a couple of weeks now, and we're here with a Christmas special video. That's right, it's a Christmas special on F1 2016. We had the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're starting in last position as Sebastian Vettel. I nearly went for Kimi Raikkonen, but I did Raikkonen before, so I thought I'd go for Vettel this time. As you can see, we're on the grid, and before we start this race, I do apologise for lack of uploads. I've had quite a tough time towards the end of the year, and I'll be doing an update video on why later on in the time. But as you can see, the strategy and the setup, this is the setup I'm using, by the way. I know it's a pretty inaccurate one, but unfortunately I don't have a proper setup on this game. I need to keep practicing time trial and all that. And there was a strategy as well, if you missed it, just a random strategy, because I'm not familiar with strategies just yet. But here we go, we're starting this Christmas special. Happy Christmas to everyone as we kick off the end of 2016. Rosberg on pole ahead of Verstappen. 5 red lights. It's lights out and we're off here for this Christmas special in Hungary. It's a good start from Rosberg, but also a good start from Verstappen as well. What a perfect start from Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton down the inside as well. They're going to be 3 wide into turn 1. I think Hamilton's got the lead now, but no, Verstappen has got a great amount of traction on the exit there, and Verstappen gets it. Max Verstappen is leading this Hungarian Grand Prix, and Hamilton and Rosberg going side by side there, and Rosberg gets squeezed out. He's down to 3rd from pole position, now down to 4th as Massa overtakes him. So it's Verstappen leading ahead of Lewis Hamilton, Felipe Massa, but a terrible start from the poleman Nico Rosberg there. Meanwhile, on board with us, we're still in last place, catching up to the pack here. We got Pascal Wehrlein, Julian Palmer, Daniel Kvyat, and Felipe Nasr and co. all in front of us. And what we want to do on these first few laps is just take it nice and cautiously, save the fuel a little bit, and don't wear out the tyres, because we're on the super soft tyres instead of the soft tyres that our engineer recommended us, because we want to be really aggressive at the start, especially because we're in a fast car, as the Ferrari's the 3rd best car on the grid, so we want to try and catch everyone up. As you can see, we are later on to lap number 3, I believe this is. And this is Lewis Hamilton trying to pass Max Verstappen for the lead, so Hamilton's not giving up just yet. Down the inside into turn 1. That Mercedes is so fast on the straights. Verstappen tried his best to hang around the outside, but unfortunately it wasn't going to work, and Hamilton now leads this race. Now Ricciardo trying to overtake Nico Rosberg at the same time. Down towards turn 1, they're going side by side. Rosberg trying to hang it around the outside there, and I think he might make the mistake. There's contact! No, Ricciardo, sorry, has gone into the wall there, and I think he's out the race. I think Rosberg tagged him on the rear left tyre. I'm not 100% sure if Ricciardo's out or not, but that deploys the safety car here. We have a safety car on the 3rd lap of the race. There's Ricciardo just stranded on the side of the track. I'm not sure whose fault that was. I think it might have been Ricciardo for turning in on Nico Rosberg just a tiny bit, but it's probably a racing incident. I don't think Rosberg meant to tag Ricciardo there. And the man who has finished every single race in 2016 in real life is out of this race. What a shame for the Red Bull team, as we're trying to catch up to Wehrlein on this safety car, and we actually nearly tried to come to the pit lane to do a different strategy, but we changed our mind because these super softs weren't going off at all. So we're still on the straight here, and we're trying to catch up to Pascal Wehrlein. Now what you're going to see here is something very, very clumsy. We tried to overtake Pascal Wehrlein to the safety car. I don't know why I tried to do that, because I was trying to change the tyres from soft to mediums and back to softs again. But that's how rusty I am at this game, so I do apologise about that. And now the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. So hopefully we'll be able to catch up to Pascal Wehrlein and overtake him, I hope. Because our pace on this game today, or whenever I recorded this, I think the 21st of December I recorded this, is pretty awful. So, lap number 8, on to lap number 9, we have caught up to Pascal Wehrlein, and you know what's going to happen. We're going to have a late braking into turn 1. Yes, we are. We're going to dive down the inside of Wehrlein. Can we make the corner? I think we do, and we are up into 20th place. Next up is Julian Palmer, but I'm not sure we'll be able to catch him. Now, lap number 11 now. We're coming towards turn 1. We got on the marbles. We had a massive lock up into turn 1, and Wehrlein's going to take the place back, I think. Yes, he does. So it looks like we just don't have the pace, even in this Ferrari car, as we try to change the strategy as that our engineer recommended us, and we've lost so much time to Wehrlein, there's no way we're going to catch him. So I thought, why don't we come into the pit lane and change onto a new set of tyres? We're going to go onto the soft compound tyres, not the mediums, because what is the point on going onto the medium tyres? Because this race, I've set up the weather to my preference, and there's going to be rain and heavy rain towards the end of the race. So what is the point going on to mediums when the rain's coming, like, I don't know, 10 laps time or something? I don't really know, to be honest. Maybe in 20 laps time. As now we're coming for soft tyres. We nearly lost out the pit lane. Great. We don't want a penalty right now because our pace is pretty atrocious at this moment in time, and I don't know how we're going to catch up to Pascal Wehrlein at this rate. So, lap number 14 now. There's Wehrlein coming out the pit lane. We're going to be side by side into turn 1. He's on another set of super soft, so he's going for a very aggressive strategy. Is Pascal Wehrlein. He'll need to make another stop, I think, as we think we've put past a Wehrlein, but no, he's hanging around the outside here into turn number 3, or 2. I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're going side by side in toward these corners. Wehrlein cuts us off there by brake checking us on the exit of that corner. And he's got the place there, so fair fight there between me and Pascal Wehrlein. I don't know why I'm fighting a manner. That's how bad I am at this race. So, on to another replay cam now. This is Jenson Button trying to pass Nico Hulkenberg, and he's got a huge train of cars behind. I think there's a Renault in there, there's a Toro Rosso, a Haas, everyone's in there. And as you can see, it's an engine blowout. Jenson Button is out of this Hungarian Grand Prix Christmas special. And McLaren's reliability has just got even worse than 2015 at this rate. They still haven't improved that car performance. And it's just embarrassing for the team and for Jenson Button. So, lap number 27 now. We can see there's a couple of cars in the pit lane there. That was Wehrlein and Palmer making their stops. So we're up into 18th place now. Hopefully be able to stay there. And unfortunately, as we come onto number 29, we're trying to brake really late into turn 1. We've locked up again. That's like the 3rd time we've done that. And now we've got Jolyon Palmer on the back of us. We lose the back end, go onto the grass, and there goes Jolyon Palmer into 18th place. And at this rate, I was losing my mind a little bit because I don't understand why I'm doing so poorly in this race. This isn't a Ferrari, not a Sauber. Goodness me, as we try to not overtake Jolyon Palmer because he pulled away. So I thought, number 29, the rain was coming down a little bit actually. So I thought, we're coming for intermediate tyres. One of the first to pit for intermediate tyres, I think. And hopefully, we will be able to catch up to the rest of the field. But I'm really having many doubts about that at this moment in time. So, we're going to come out of the pit lane. Where are we going to rejoin? Well, we're going to rejoin in 19th place. Is Wehrlein going to overtake us? No, he doesn't. He's on the soft tyres. He hasn't pitted yet. We've got blue flags for the race leader, Lewis Hamilton, who is miles in front up the road. But as you can see, he's on soft tyres. Lewis Hamilton has stayed out on his dry tyres. And I think he's made a very bad decision with that. Because look how slowly he's going into these corners. He's the race leader. He had a massive lead ahead of Verstappen and Rosberg. And look at that. I think Lewis Hamilton has blown his chances, or bottled his chances, of a race win here. He won this race in real life, but I don't think it'll happen today. Because look how slowly he's going as we try to unlap ourselves ahead of Hamilton. He's just got no pace on those soft tyres. And he's got to come for intermediate tyres, surely. Look how quickly the rain's coming down. I don't know why Lewis has stayed out on these tyres. And as you can see, he's holding us up massively here as we try to re-overtake him. But we need to be aware that he is a lap ahead of us. There's no way we're going to dive on down the inside. Although Lewis does finally let us through at this tight hairpin here. And he will hopefully be coming to the pits at the end of this lap. I really hope he does. She was onto wet tyres for our next stop when we pit in, because the rain's coming down heavier than I thought, as in comes Lewis Hamilton finally for his intermediate tyres, and that means he's to make Nico Rosberg, who's on pole position. He's down on medium tyres, by the way. It's going to nick the lead off of his teammates. So this strategy might actually work for Nico Rosberg despite his poor start. That was why he dropped like 4th or 5th place on the first lap. because he was on a different set of tyres to the rest of the field. And hopefully he will pull away. Meanwhile, we're trying to catch up to Jolyon Palmer on lap number 34. Just trying to overtake someone, for the love of God. Come on. What is up with this car for some reason? And as you can see, Nico Rosberg is now lapping us. We're going to let him through, but we're going to let him through intentionally because we want Rosberg to lap Jolyon Palmer so that we can catch up to the Renault and overtake him. And that's exactly what happened. Palmer's going very, very slowly into chicane. He's holding up Rosberg, and we're going to take this opportunity to good effect and pass Palmer with ease there. And we're up into 18th place. I don't think we're going to get any further than that unless something happens in front as Rosberg pulls away in the race lead. So, we've got a big battle here with Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton later on in this race. Verstappen trying to get into the slipstream of Hamilton along this long pitch straight. They're going to go side by side in towards turn 1. Hamilton on the outside, Verstappen on the inside. I think Verstappen might have to move down. He's very late on the brakes, but Hamilton trying to hang it round the outside there. And Hamilton might actually get him on traction here. I don't think Verstappen's going to try round the outside. No, he doesn't. He has to back off and wait behind him. But the next lap, Verstappen is not giving up on this fight. He's going to still try and pass the Brit in a Mercedes along the same straight as the lap before. They're going to go side by side once again in towards turn 1. Remember, there's no DRS in wet conditions as they go side by side in towards this very small right-hander. It's only a little right-hander as they still go side by side. Whoa, this is great racing between the two of them. And Hamilton and Verstappen had a little bit of contact there, just to side pod. But what a battle this is between the driver of the day of every race in 2016 and the second place, the championship in 2016. Now, Verstappen is going to try again this next lap on the same straight, but as you can see, Raikkonen's catching up because these two are battling way too hard here, and Hamilton's trying to go around the outside of Verstappen. Is just brave, but Verstappen is still there on the inside, and they're going side by side once again in towards turn number 2 now, and they're still going side by side. Verstappen trying everything in his racecraft to get past the Brits, but that just didn't work there, and Verstappen once again has to hold himself back. Now the next lap, he is still not giving up. This is incredible from Max Verstappen to keep on going and attacking the Mercedes driver as they go side by side once again in towards turn number 1. Hamilton on the outside, Verstappen on the inside of the corner there. Can he finally get past the Brit and the Mercedes? I don't think so, because Hamilton's trying his best to hang around. They're side by side in towards turn number 2. They're still side by side. Verstappen trying everything, but he gets squeezed out there. And Raikkonen will probably catch up at this rate. What a fight between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Now later on in this lap, Hamilton is still ahead of the two cars that are behind him, and he's locked up. Hamilton made a mistake, and Verstappen is going to pass him now. Surely Verstappen's got him now. Yes, he has. And now it's going to be Kimi Raikkonen who is behind Lewis Hamilton. What a stupid, silly error that is from Lewis Hamilton to make his race even more embarrassing for the Mercedes team, with his teammate way off in the lead. And now Kimi Raikkonen is going to be the driver to try and overtake the Mercedes driver. Oh my goodness, I can't make sense here. There's too much action as they're going to go side by side in towards turn number 1. Raikkonen on the inside, Hamilton on the outside. Can Hamilton try it? Raikkonen does very well to keep it on the traction. The Ferrari's got really good traction, in fact, and they're still going side by side. Hamilton gets pulled out to dry. Oh my goodness, what am I saying? Hung out to dry. And he has to wait for a little while. Meanwhile, Jolyon Palmer's had an engine failure here, not far after this battle. And it's another retirement with the engine failures. And it's Palmer's turn this time. Renault also having a bit of unreliability, it seems. Now, lap number 40. We're coming into the pit lane now, because we think it's time for the wet tyres. We're trying to do something a little bit different because our pace has been non-existent. I'm not kidding, we've not overtaken anyone at all. This race has just been so dull for us. I'd rather just show you most of the AI's replay cams at this rate, because I've just embarrassed myself. I've just embarrassed Vettel in general. And if this was Vettel in real life, I think he'd probably want the boot from Ferrari so he can take that Mercedes seat instead of stupid Valtteri Bottas. Spoilers alert there. As you can see, Max Verstappen and Kimi Räikkönen have now lapped us. I think the second time they've done that, actually. And we should hopefully see Lewis Hamilton lap us. He's actually quite a bit behind these two, so Hamilton must have pitted in for another set of intermediate tyres. In fact, all the AI must have, maybe, as there is Lewis Hamilton. We're going to let him through very easily because we've got no pace at all on his wet tyres. It was the wrong decision. And now, to make matters worse, Verline's now going to overtake us, and he is still on the intermediate tyres. The AI have not come in for the wets yet, so I've made a stupid call here. Really, really stupid call, and I don't really care anymore, to be honest with you. I'll just coast to the end, shall I? Because I have no pace in this race. And now, later on this race, this is Haryanto trying to... I don't know what he's doing there, but Raikkonen's been tapped by Haryanto there. And Nasser goes straight to the back of both of them, and Raikkonen lost a lot of time there because Hamilton and Verstappen are way up the road now. So, Massa and Perez are now lapping us on lap number 42. Just our luck. And we're probably going to get blue flag from absolutely everyone at this rate because our pace is dreadful. We just don't have any sort of advantage or anything on the AI. And we're even getting lapped by McLaren Honda. Wow. There goes Alonso. Good race from him in 7th place, to be honest with you. Even though McLaren's pretty good in the wet. As now later on in this race, we've got the two Hasses battling out on this straight. So the action is still not over with the AI. Grosjean passing Gutierrez down the inside. Have a little go, Roman. Prove Gutierrez, you're the better driver at Haas, and you deserve the seat in 2017. I think there was a bit of wheel bending there. But Gutierrez actually has good traction and holds around the outside, and I think he gets the place there. As you can see, they back out quite a little bit. This is why, because Marcus Ericsson... Oh my goodness, there's another engine failure. 3 engine failures in this race. And Marcus Ericsson, who's running very close to points, retires from this race. That's a shame for him because he's had a pretty good race, to be honest. And yeah, the virtual safety car has been deployed now. So this might change a little bit of things. Not for us, but for most of the AI. Because some are probably going to come into the pit lane for another set of tyres. Where others are going to probably close in on the cars behind and ahead. In terms of us, well, it's not going to do anything. The best thing it will do is make our tyres warmer. That's all it's going to do, to be honest. And hopefully, there'll be more action ahead of us. As the virtual safety car is going to end now. We almost run ahead of the Delta. That was very cheeky of us because we shouldn't really do that. And now we can see that Roman Grosjean is being attacked by, I believe this is Valtteri Bottas. Yes, it is. Here's the wins of Bottas. Down the inside to turn 1. That Williams is very slippery in a straight line. I'm not sure if Grosjean's going to manage to fend this one off. He's trying his best. He has really good traction. The Haas doing very well in the wet conditions here. As the Williams just doesn't quite have the pace in wet conditions. Bottas trying to hang around the outside, but unfortunately there's just no traction at Williams in these wet conditions, and he has to back out of that, and Grosjean keeps the place. Now, coming towards lap 46, and... Wow. Wow! Okay. So now, we have lost a little bit of our front left end plate, and this race is just... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about this race. We've been lapped by Grosjean. We're probably going to be lapped by a few more cars. Our pace is absolutely dreadful. Through go Carlos Sainz Jr. Through goes Valtteri Bottas. Through goes Esteban Gutierrez. We're even going to get lapped by Nico Hülkenberg in the Force India there. Who's having a pretty dull race, to be honest. And we've been lapped by Nico Rosberg like the 3rd time this race as well. And at this rate, I've lost my mind. And I thought, well, most people will probably crash their cars straight into the wall and end their races. But not me. No, I want to finish this race. I don't care how bad this race has gone. I'm going to finish this race. I'm going to be classified at the end of this race. So what I thought, coming to the pit lane for the not the dry tyres, more wet tyres. And hopefully we'll be able to get a bit of an advantage over the rest of the field, even though there's not really any advantage whatsoever. So, hopefully, be able to get something out of this race. We actually replaced the front wing as well. But, yeah, this race has been pretty embarrassing for us, but not on the rest of the track, because the AI have battled so hard. It's one of the most exciting AI races I think I've seen in a while. And as you can see, it is not over yet whatsoever. Lewis Hamilton has caught right up to the back of Kimi Raikkonen. So this is a good comeback from Lewis Hamilton here. As you can see, Toros in the background there. Hamilton goes to the inside of Raikkonen. They're both on the wet tyres. So this is where the AI have finally pitted for the wets, where we should have had. And they're going side by side through this corner here. Raikkonen getting really good traction, and Hamilton, I think he's going to have to back out of it. Yes, he does. Unfortunately, Hamilton was squeezed out of room there, and he'll have to wait to the next lap, and he does indeed. So Lewis Hamilton is catching right back up to Kimi Raikkonen. We're on board with Lewis now as he goes side by side along this straight, coming towards the next corner. Raikkonen will try very hardest to hang it around the outside. He does a very good job of it. But I think Hamilton might have already had the place there. Yes, he does. This time, Hamilton has got the place done. Or has he? He's made a mistake. He's gone wide. Raikkonen finds a really good opportunity. Down the inside turn 2. Great move by Raikkonen there. I did not see that coming. And neither did Lewis. So Lewis, once again, has gone to get past Kimi. And as you can see on the next lap, he is not giving up at all. Lewis really wants that podium position. I think this is the 3rd place. I can't remember because I weren't concentrating what laps these replay cams were recorded at. As I go side by side into turn 1 once again. Raikkonen gets really good traction, and Hamilton, I think he's going to have a really good fight to hand there side by side through turn on straight. And now into turn 2. Raikkonen trying down the inside. My goodness, there's contact. There's wheel-to-wheel contact. They're still side by side through the whole section, and Hamilton still gets in front. What a battle between Hamilton and Raikkonen there. And Hamilton finally gets in front. My goodness, I'm out of breath, to be honest. But as for our race, well, pretty dreadful. Lap of 67, I have no pace, we're nowhere near Verline, and I just want to end this race right now. So I just weaving the tyres like an absolute lunatic, because that's what I do. As we go towards the line now, we're going to let anyone who's behind us that's blue flagged straight through. Through goes Bottas, through goes Alonso, through goes Sergio Perez, our favourite driver, through goes Rosberg. He's won the race, 3 laps down we are, and that's it. It's the end of our race, finishing a disappointing 18th, but what a battle the rest of the field. Oh my word. As Nico Rosberg celebrates his win, Lewis Hamilton on 3rd place and Verstappen in 2nd place. Good race for Max there. But what a race that was. It may be looking really, really boring on our point of view, but in the rest of the race, with the AI battles, it's absolutely insane. I nearly lost my voice with that battle with Raikkonen and Hamilton right at the end there. Well done to Rosberg taking another win. That's why he's a world champion. Well done, nice spoilers once again. And, yeah, what a race that was. That will get your festivities up this Christmas, won't it? Banter. So, Rosberg went ahead for Verstappen and Hamilton, like I said before. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment what you thought down in the comment section below. And I'm really looking forward to more uploads coming very soon, because I want to get back on the upload wagon after this race. Hopefully I will. As you can see, the DNS there, we've got Ericsson, Palmer, Button, and Ricciardo. That weird disqualification. Don't know why I got disqualified there. But that's the end of the race, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully, be more videos very soon. And goodbye.